Hi, welcome to my side of the mountain. I'm Chris Moore. Chances are, if you're here, you have been here before on my side of the mountain, and you have made one of these little skirts, or you have made all 5 skirts, and you followed my pattern and made all 5 skirts in an evening, but you had extra strips. You had these little strips that you cut into 2-inch strips, and you sewed them together and made little sashes for your little girls' skirts, and they're so cute. But if you followed my pattern, you have extra little ties. Let me show you how to twist these up into little bows and put them on hair clips. It won't take long. Let's talk about supplies for what you will need to make the fabric pull tie hair bows to match the little skirts that you have hopefully already made or are going to make when you followed the tutorial for how to make 5 skirts in an evening using flannel fat quarters. Aren't they adorable? They already have the sash sewn on and a bow knot at the side. The tutorial for both, for the sash and for the skirts, will be linked below. So you had enough fabric to have 2 extra strips that match each print. So you will need sharp scissors, 10 hair clips, 10 if you're twisting all of these up, 5 if you're only twisting up 1, a bottle of liquid glue or liquid stitch, I like this brand, and a glue gun. Alright, let's get started. You will notice that the end is open. That is totally okay, as we are going to cut this sewn edge off. If you followed the tutorial, we will cut that off eventually. So, here's how you make a pull tie bow out of fabric. You can make this bow as large or as small as you want. If you have a real tiny little girl, you may want to make the bow small. I'm going to make this average size. So this is a tail. I'd say that's probably 2 1/4 inches. This is a tail, and I have made a loop and I have pinched it. I have made a loop and I've pinched it closed, but now I'm going to want to fuss and pinch it again, just like that. Now I'm going to want to take this tail, pull it out of the way, and I'm going to take the opposite tail, which is fairly long, which is my working tail. I'm going to wrap it around my thumb, and I'm grabbing it with my finger in the back, wrapping it around my thumb. Now while it's held taut, I'm going to straighten up my bow, straighten up my tail, and I have half a bow. I have a loop, a bow knot, and a tail. Now I'm going to loosen this up just a little bit, and I'm going to feed this tail into the knot. Push my fingers out of the way, but I use my thumb and my finger to reach in and grab that bow and pull it out. And tighten it. And even out the bows, and I tighten it. Sometimes I take my finger and I move that knot just like that so that it looks more like a bow knot. That will help create, I think, a more finished look. There you go. Now that's the bow. Now, do I want long tails or do I want short piggy tails? I think I want short piggy tails, and I'm going to cut it right about there. But now, if you want an even smaller bow, here's another way to do this. Make your bow, I kind of like this. Make your bow smaller. I kind of like the fat knot too. Make your bow, each side of your bow smaller, and then maybe just cut right there. Let's make that one this way. So I'm going to want the length to be right there, but I need to cut a 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch longer. And that looks cute, especially for a little one. Okay, let me measure. I don't want to eyeball this. I want this to be good and even. So let me pull those two down so that they are beside each other. I will use the one as a gauge and I will cut. There we go. Now we have a cute little bow. Won't that be so cute in a little girl's hair? But those tails are a little bit long, but here's what we're going to do with those tails because they are unfinished. We're going to take the lid off of our glue. Now we're going to open this up just a tad, and we're going to go from the unsewn side. So I'm tucking and fussing, and I've grabbed the hair clip to help me along. Let's use this hair clip to push those pieces of fabric down in here. This can be a little bit tedious, but if you have a sharp, rough edge, it will help so much. Let's look down in there. That looks pretty good. Now, you could use hot glue to close this up. Totally up to you, but I like a more organic look to this. So I like to use liquid glue or liquid sewing stitch or whatever you have that you can find available. And I like to use this fabric fuse. So now that I have this even, and yeah, it looks a little, no one is going to look in the bottom of this little bow tail end. But so you take, this has a bit of a long spout, and you take the spout and you put glue right down in there. Can you see how I'm getting glue down in there? There we go. Now let that sit for just a minute or two, and then you'll come through, and I recommend wearing gloves. I don't have my gloves on, so I'm not going to do that online. But I recommend letting it sit for a minute and then continuing to push and then mushing it all together. And then letting it dry for at least 24 hours. I've already finished this edge. I've put the glue in it, and it's already sticking together. I think hot glue would be good, but I think it would be hard and it could show, but it's up to you. You can use hot glue. Now the hair clip. You can easily just slide that, let me do that again, just easily slide that hair clip into the back of the bow. So simple, so easy. Now, then the next step is, let me go back and repeat to you the sliding in part, and I want you to understand that the bend part should be toward the bow. So slide that in, and it's perfectly on the clip, perfectly on the clip. Then you take the I recommend hot glue for this. This is a cold hot glue gun, so you're not going to see any glue drops. I apologize. Put a dot of glue there. Then take your bow tail, a bow end, and push it down. Then open up this bow tail here. Put your glue gun right in there. Give it a shot of glue, and then push that down in. Then open up this side. Pull up the bow end, and then stick your glue gun down in there and close it up, and you have a finished fabric, cloth fabric bow. How adorable. You can make these as chunky as you want. You can make them as small as you want. This is just such a nice treatment, and to have a bow that matches the skirt, what a joy. What fun. What fun that is. Hello, I hope you enjoyed your visit on my side of the mountain today, learning how to twist up the little ties into hair bows. I hope you'll come again. Hit that like and subscribe button. Bye.